Starship lunar landing in 2025, a tight schedule, potential delays. SpaceX is targeting a 2025 lunar landing demonstration for its Starship spacecraft, a bold ambition that carries significant logistical challenges. Experts suggest the demonstration is still possible, but the crucial orbital refueling process could prove a major hurdle. This vital step, estimated to require up to 10 separate flights to replenish Starship's fuel tanks, potentially eats into a substantial portion of next year's launch schedule. If successful, refueling would demand almost half of Starship's planned launches in 2025, raising concerns about the feasibility of meeting the target. Confirming the 2025 timeframe, Dr. Kent Chojnacki, NASA's deputy manager for the Human Landing System program, recently stated the goal in an interview with Spaceflight Now. However, this goal is shadowed by the recent delay of the Artemis 3 mission, also lunar-focused, until at least 2027. This further complicates the already tight schedule for a possible Starship lunar landing demo in 2025. The complexity of the refueling process and the potential slippage of the Artemis 3 schedule add crucial context. This ambitious project faces notable hurdles, likely pushing the completion date to later in 2025 or even 2026. The article highlights these complexities and uncertainties surrounding the ambitious 2025 launch goal. Beyond Starship, a multi-mission lunar landscape in 2025. While Starship grapples with its own lunar ambitions, the wider lunar exploration landscape in 2025 is bustling with activity. Numerous lunar missions utilizing SpaceX's Falcon rockets are planned, underscoring the broad participation in the endeavor beyond Starship. This includes preliminary attempts by private organizations like Firefly, iSpace, Intuitive Machines, and Astrobotics. These missions, many under NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services (CLPS) program, will aim to demonstrate lunar landing capabilities and deliver commercial payloads. The diverse missions highlight the challenges of lunar exploration, with some organizations focusing on initial landings, while others aim to build upon prior attempts and deploy greater payloads. For example, the upcoming Intuitive Machines and Astrobotics missions are meant to follow up on prior missions, learning from past successes and failures. These diverse approaches, each facing unique obstacles, present a dynamic and intricate picture of lunar exploration in 2025. The inclusion of multiple private organizations pursuing lunar missions underscores the growing interest and increasing participation in this field. This multifaceted approach to lunar exploration provides crucial context to the overall space activity in 2025. Rocket launches surge, a record year and beyond in 2025. 2024's record-breaking rocket launches, largely driven by SpaceX's Starlink satellite deployments, are expected to continue setting new benchmarks in 2025. This surge in activity is no longer a solitary SpaceX phenomenon, with other companies planning to launch competitors to Starlink, intensifying the competition. This greater competition fuels the anticipated record-breaking number of launches in 2025. The arrival of new rocket vehicles further contributes to this predicted surge. The emergence of potentially reusable rockets, such as New Glenn and Rocket Lab Neutron, adds a new dimension to the launch market. These new rockets aim to reduce launch costs and offer innovative solutions compared to existing vehicles. The competitive landscape is highlighted by the appearance of various rocket designs with different levels of reusability, a trend significantly impacting launch costs. This heightened launch cadence, driven by new vehicles and increasing competition, positions 2025 as a pivotal year in space exploration, impacting not only the economics of space travel, but also the technological innovations within the industry. The combination of established and emerging companies is shaping a rapidly evolving spaceflight sector, fostering innovation and competition for a record-breaking year. Starship's future: refinement, refueling, and record-breaking goals. SpaceX's Starship program continues its development trajectory with ambitious goals for 2025. The program has already achieved notable milestones, including becoming the first mechanically recovered rocket booster. This year's target includes a crucial orbital mission on Starship's 8th flight, aiming for a fully reusable launch system. The article highlights the potential for this to solidify Starship's position as a leader in reusable spacecraft technology, with its capabilities potentially surpassing even the Saturn V. This projected achievement, if realized, would be a monumental milestone for the program and the space industry. Further, the potential reflights of earlier Starship boosters and the use of the vessel for cargo missions, including deploying upgraded Starlink satellites, are detailed, emphasizing its versatile potential. Orbital refueling, a revolutionary technology for Starship, is also a key focus, promising substantial cost savings and expanded mission capabilities. The ability to refuel in orbit will significantly increase Starship's versatility and range, drastically altering the economics of space travel. The potential for delays remains, however, as the article acknowledges the complexities inherent in achieving such ambitious goals within a tight timeline. The overall message is that Starship's future in 2025 hinges on achieving these technical milestones. Launches, moon landings, and more. Here's the top spaceflight missions to watch in 2025. 2025 is set to dazzle with a wide array of exciting and spectacular space missions. On tap are a flurry of moon landing attempts, high-profile test launches of SpaceX's Starship mega-rocket, human spaceflight adventures, and asteroid sampling missions. Here's a look at some of the most alluring space events expected in the coming year. January alone promises to be spectacular for spaceflight, as the year is set to kick off with an armada of robotic moon lander missions. Firefly's Blue Ghost lunar lander is set to launch from Florida in mid-January on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Carrying 10 NASA payloads, Blue Ghost's 60-day-long mission will target a landing in the Mare Crisium impact basin, where it aims to conduct science for nearly 2 weeks. Aboard the same rocket will be the Hakuto R Mission 2 lander for Japanese space exploration firm iSpace. That mission will take a low-energy path to the moon, with a landing planned in the Mare Frigoris region 4 to 5 months after launch. The iSpace lander also carries a mini-rover named Tenacious. Intuitive Machines, which landed on the moon with its robotic IM-1 mission in February 2024, will be launching IM-2 as soon as January, also on a Falcon 9. The mission is optimized for the lunar South Pole, including a payload to hunt for water, and will aim to set down in an area of Shackleton Connecting Ridge. IM-2 also carries rovers and hoppers from US, Japanese, and Finnish partners and payloads for NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services (CLPS) program. IM-3, a third Nova C lander from Intuitive Machines, could launch later in 2025. Blue Origin could also launch its Mk1 lunar lander Pathfinder mission in 2025, while Astrobotic's Griffin Mission 1 is also slated for 2025, following its failed attempt with the Peregrine lunar lander in 2024. Despite still being part of a test and demonstration program, Starship launches are some of the biggest, most spectacular, and most popular space events these days. With SpaceX likely to gain approval for up to 25 Starship launches in 2025, the largest, most powerful rocket ever built will be a main event. The flight program could potentially even include docking 2 Starships in orbit to demonstrate propellant transfer, and even an uncrewed demo of the Starship Human Landing System, a lunar variant of Starship, that is to be used for NASA's Artemis 3 mission in mid-2027. As the age of the International Space Station comes to a close, commercial space stations are set to step up. California-based startup VAST plans to launch Haven 1 on a Falcon 9 no earlier than August, with the outpost designed to host a 4-person crew for up to 30 days. The private station would be a stepping stone to a larger modular private space station named Haven 2. It promises to be a glimpse of the future of crewed spaceflight in low Earth orbit. China has hit a number of major milestones in recent years, building its own space station, collecting the first samples from the far side of the moon, and landing on Mars, to name but a few. The country will be aiming to pull off its first asteroid sampling project in 2025, with the Tianwen-2 mission planned to launch around May on a Long March 3B rocket. Tianwen-2 will visit the near-Earth asteroid Kamoa-Lewa and use 2 different types of landing and sampling technologies. It will then drop off a return capsule to Earth in 2026, before the main spacecraft heads off on an extended journey to study a main belt comet. The mission could determine if the asteroid is actually a piece of the moon blasted off by a meteor impact, and open up possibilities for future Chinese sample return missions to objects in deep space. India is bidding to join Russia and the former Soviet Union, the United States, and China as having independent human spaceflight capabilities, with its Gaganyaan program. The Indian Space Research Organization's ISRO is planning a first crewed flight in 2026, but 2025 will see crucial test flights as part of this roadmap. These will include the G1 uncrewed test flight carrying a humanoid robot named Biomitra, Sanskrit for space friend. Along with all of these exciting missions scheduled to launch or end in 2025, there will also be a number of flybys of planetary bodies by ongoing missions, including Bepi Colombo, Mercury, Europa Clipper and Hera, Mars, Lucy, Asteroid 52246 Donald Johanson, and JUICE, Venus, providing chances to snap spectacular images and test out science instruments. The year will also witness the debut flights of new rockets from around the world, including Rocket Lab's Neutron, RFA-1 from Rocket Factory Augsburg in Germany, Juke 3 from Landspace in China, and potentially stoke Space's Nova, as well as regular human spaceflight activities at the ISS and